Hey everyone, this is Aryan here. Today I want to talk about something that happened to me and a lot of other cubers at a competition. This competition's name is Delhi Cube Challenge 2024, and I've been competing since 2015. I've been going to all the official competitions that happen close by. I've traveled to different cities, even different country to compete, and this is the first time something like this has happened with me. The first time I've seen something like this happening at a competition, and I wanted to address that, and I wanted to share this with all of you who are watching this video, cubes, parents, everyone. So yeah, let's begin. So I've written down all the points I want to talk about in this video, and I'll start with the first one. So today I was disqualified out of my first round of 3x3, and I'll tell you the whole thing that happened today. So the competition was supposed to start at 9 a.m. and the first thing from 9 a.m. to 9:30 was competitors tutorial, in which all the new cubers, all the returning cubers, they get a brief demo of how the competition works, what are the basic rules and all that. So I've been competing since 2015. I have enough experience now. So I usually skip this part of the competition. It happens in almost every competition I go to in Delhi and even outside of Delhi where I've competed. So this briefing session I usually skip because I know the basic rules, and that is why I reached the venue at 9:15. Okay, 15 minutes before 3x3 was supposed to start. Also, there were no groups provided for this competition for any event beforehand or even on the day of the competition. And upon reaching the venue at 9:15, there were two venues, by the way, inside the same place. One was outdoors and one was indoors. Again, something I have to address later on. So at this outdoor wala venue, I went to the organizer who had the scorecards. I will not name that person, but they simply denied giving me the scorecard, and they said I will not be allowed to solve. So I was trying to convince them, and as I was talking to that guy, some other cuber, again I will not name that cuber, he asked for his scorecard and he was given the scorecard immediately in front of my eyes. Okay, and I was a minute early before him. So now this organizer, he told me to go to the other venue. So now I was asked to go to the other venue, which was indoors, and talk to the delegate. So I did. I went to that other venue and I asked the delegate and I told him that this is happening. I'm not being allowed to solve. And he was like, wait for a few minutes. I'm solving right now. So I was like, okay. By this time, it was already 9:30, 9:35 maybe. As soon as the delegate was finished with his solves, he got up and he came to me and he was like, I'll talk. And he went to the outdoor wala venue. The outdoor venue was named Amazon and the indoors one was named Utsav. So he went to the Amazon area and I was at the Utsav area waiting. I got a call from him and he called me to the Amazon area where there were many more parents who were late and not allowed to solve. So I went there and they were already talking to the delegate and the organizer. And the first problem that was for this competition, that there was no specific area that was mentioned in the location. So now the competition was at GMR Aero City, and GMR is a big area. It was inside GMR and it was not specified where the competition is being held. And this was also a problem yesterday, the day before the competition, the first day. I did not go on the first day, but parents had a hard time finding the venue because there were no clear instructions. I took at least 5 to 10 minutes to find the venue myself, and the parents were also late by 10 minutes, 15 minutes, not late. They were on time, but that time was the competitor tutorial. So by 9:15, 9:20, the other parents were also there because they're also used to that pattern of skipping the briefing session, the competitor tutorial, and directly heading to solve. And everyone was just pleading their case that this is why they were at 9:15 and not 9, even though the competition starts at 9:30. And also the parents also addressed this problem that the directions to the venue were not clear because there was no venue specified inside GMR Aero City, which is a huge area. So we kept on trying to convince them and they did not allow us to solve at all. And they said that you have to write to WCA board and that is the best we can say. And their argument was that the competition will get behind schedule. But later on in the day, they added another round of 3x3. So there were 4 rounds instead of 3. So they were not able to accommodate 10. I don't even remember how many people they were. I think they were 10. They couldn't accommodate 10 more people, but they added another round of 3 by 3, which is just baffling to me. I have never seen this, happening at any competition. We were not even late and we were not allowed to solve. And I was really angry at the time, but I didn't say anything because I didn't know what to do, because they were not listening to us at all. That is what happened. And also later on in the day, there was another event called Pyraminx in that competition. The Pyraminx round was about to end, and the organizer announced that if there is anyone left to solve for Pyraminx, please submit your puzzles. But there was no last call for 3 by 3. How does it make sense? Coming to the second issue, one is having 2 venues at the same competition, having completely different lighting, completely different settings, temperature, everything. Like I said, there were 2 venues. One was outside. The outside one was called Amazon, and the indoors one was called Utsav. Now, the baffling thing here is all the fast people were asked to solve in the indoors venue, which had a better lighting, better temperature control, and overall a better ambience. There were less disturbances. Outdoors venue had random people going around and checking out people solving because it was outdoors. So, and anyone who was not that fast was asked to solve outdoors. Like, what is this? This is not a fair competition. And I didn't even have the words to say anything because it's the first time I have experienced something like this. I have had bad and good experiences, but never something like this. This is something that everyone should take care of who's organizing a competition. So that's that. Coming to the third and final point of this video, which I object personally. I don't know how other people feel about it, but the way judging and scrambling was handled. Now, this competition implemented a system called AB, so in which 2 competitors will be paired and they'll get their scorecards together. One of them will sit to judge and one of them will solve. And after the competitor is done, they'll switch. Okay. Now, the problem which I feel for this system was the judge who is going to be judging the competitor. They'll be the person to get up, go to the scrambling area, scramble up the cube and get it back to the competitor and then judge. Unlike a runner system where there's a runner who goes to the scrambling table, picks up the cube, goes to the competitor table and calls their name and gets the cube back to the scrambling table. And the scrambling table has people designated to scramble cube. So it's a very, organized system. But here it was not like this. The judge had to scramble and also judge. So there are 2 main problems I saw with this system. The first one was that all the judges were getting up and going to a scrambling table, which created a lot of mess and chaos. And it was really messy. The second problem is that cheating is very, very easy with this kind of a system because it happened today at the competition. It was caught. 2 kids paired up together, probably good friends, and they were writing, good times for each other. So this kind of a system, I don't think that it should be like this at a competition. And yeah, this was my third point that I wanted to cover, which is kind of personal. I don't know how other people feel about it, but do let me know in the comments if you feel the same way. Also, I want to add one more thing, which I heard from other competitors and parents that happened on day 1. I was not there on day 1, but this is something I heard from other people. The competition started late because the organizers and the delegate were late. And that was fine. They can start late. But I was there on time. Other competitors were on time today before the event had begun, and we were not allowed to solve. This is something I have never seen happening at any competition. I have even seen some delegates allowing people to solve who are 1 hour late, 1.5 hour late, because the time of the event is still there. If you have 3 hours or 2 hours designated to that specific event, why can't they accommodate a few more people? So that's all I wanted to say about these things that happened today at the competition. It was a very disappointing day, a very, very disappointing experience. People pay for these competitions and they travel from different cities, dedicate their whole weekends, give their time. Parents travel with their children. So yeah, it just shows how, not welcoming the cubing community is. And yeah, that is what I felt today. So if you guys, agree with me, if you were there at the competition, if you felt that the issues I discussed are fair, do let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in my next video.